Hi, everyone. It's your friendly neighborhood coach, Jason. Have you ever been told you're self centered or worse yet, a narcissist? Most of the time, that's not what's going on. But if that's how you're being perceived, it matters because perception is reality in relationships and community. I want to help you out with this. If you have narcissistic disorder, you should talk to a therapist. But most likely, if you have narcissistic disorder, you wouldn't know, which means you wouldn't be here listening to this looking for tips on how you can improve your perception in relationships. Let's go. I want to share why people might be looking at you this way, and more importantly, what you can do about it to show up better for yourself and the people around you. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about development. I've heard a little bit on YouTube and other podcasts, people talking about babies are narcissistic or children are narcissistic. This is a problem because of human development. Normal human development means that a baby can't be narcissistic. A baby doesn't have the capacity to consider other people. A baby needs to reach out to the other people around them in order to be healthy. So babies are not narcissistic. They are being normal little human beings. Even children, as they transition from being babies into, say, the teenage phase, are still not being narcissistic. They are taking care of their needs. And one of the needs for them is to figure out who their community is. This shift means that teenagers, especially if you have teenagers or have had teenagers, or you clearly remember being a teenager, means that you're more concerned with the people that you believe are your community than your family who has actually been your community. This can be annoying, but it's not narcissism. This is a normal phase of development for humans. As we become adults, it's important that we're able to live in community in a healthy way and not be stuck in the adolescent or infantile style of reacting to community or interacting with community, I should say. In the book, Courage to be Disliked, one of the quotes that I love is it says, all problems are human problems or relationship problems, meaning that they are problems that arise because of how we are interacting with or reacting to the people around us or the challenges that we have in consideration of the people around us. So I want to give you some tips that can help you in community and in relationship with how you are perceived and in how you move in those shared spaces. Relationships are necessarily shared spaces. Community also is a shared space. Yes, they're physically shared spaces, but they are also shared spaces of effort and intellect and empathy and all kinds of things that happen. So let me give you a couple things that could help. I'm going to give you 4 things that could help and then something that's a bit of a bonus. Here we go. Number 1, accountability. In short, this means that you do what you said you would do when you said you would do it. And if you don't, it's up to you to be accountable, to be upfront and apologize for the fact that you did not meet the thing that you committed to. When you make a commitment, when you say you will be somewhere by a certain time, or you will do a task that involves other people, they are relying on you, sometimes in a small way, but other times in a very large way to do that. There's no way for us to know how much our behavior or our failure to execute affects other people. And when we don't actually execute well, it's our job to own up to what we missed on with no excuses or no shifting blame to the other people involved. Number 2 is thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness means thinking of the other people that you're in relationship or community with. So when you say, hey, I'm going to do something, you need to think about how the thing that you said you're going to do is going to impact the other people, or even how the tone you're using might impact other people, or how your timing is going to impact other people. It's called thoughtfulness because it requires thinking. It's simple, but it's not easy. Number 3 is planning. Without planning, what you're doing is dumping your chaos onto the people around you and leaving them to pick up the pieces. If you can't and won't plan, you should not commit to the tasks that you are volunteering to do in a group. Number 4 is communication. The quickest way to be misunderstood is either silence or obviously miscommunication. It's really important to remember in communication that people can't read your mind. Curiosity, humility, and honesty will take you way further than perfection will. And here's a quick reminder: you're not perfect. It's okay for you to be flawed. A lot of us cover up our shame because we can't accept that other people know that we're flawed, or we assume that people are judging us harshly for being flawed. When what we need to do is be willing to have the communication about where we messed up or where we need help. And here's the bonus: your community mindset really matters. Stop looking at community as just a resource for you. Start looking at it as a responsibility that you've chosen to join. The last thing I want to say about this is that if you have an aggressive response to your challenges, the first thing that you do when something goes wrong is that you look for someone to blame. That includes yourself. Instead of being aggressive about how you look at your challenges, be reflective. Think about what you could do to make it better next time. This might require putting more thought into the things that you do. That's how growth sticks. If you want to avoid being seen as self centered, it's not about being perfect. It's about being accountable, thoughtful, well planning, and reflective and communicative. When you do that, you stop taking energy from your relationships and you start building them. If this landed with you, hit subscribe and share this with somebody that you think it would help. Have a good day.